Welcome back to another episode. Today I'm talking about money, honey. Yes, I am talking about financial anxiety. I am so broke at the moment, and so I am so anxious. But before we get into that, I did want to give a quick apology. I know the last couple of weeks my posting has been kind of off, and my posting online and my interaction online has been kind of off. Life's been kicking my ass a little bit, I won't lie, which is why we're talking about the topic we're talking about today. So yeah, I guess I will just hop right in. So more recently in my life, I started struggling with just general anxiety, but financial anxiety has been a running theme pretty much ever since I had some sort of autonomy over personal finances. So I've been working since I was about 16, so probably since at least about then. I don't really know where this stems from, but my theory is the 2008 recession. Kids of the 2008 recession, put your hands in the air. What did it give you? Financial anxiety. Yeah. I was 7 during that time, so I obviously did not fully grasp what was happening or understand what was happening, but I don't even really know why I knew that it was money related, but I somehow did. I did not know it was a national crisis. I thought specifically my family was having a tough time. I was not under the impression that everyone was having a tough time, but I just remember that being a tough time because it was just it felt tension filled, and I don't know, I just somehow understood, and I really don't know how or why I understood this at 7, but I somehow understood that it was something to do with money, and I think that was when I really understood at least a little bit of how important money is and the importance of having stable finances. And when you learn things as a child, they really are ingrained in there, and so that understanding of how important money is, or realizing, I guess, how important money is, never really went away. But it's internalized and turned into more of a scarcity mindset. So something I still struggle with is the idea that just whenever you spend money, you're never gonna get it back. Regardless of what the purchase is. It could be groceries, which is something I need, and it could be a purchase that's more like a want than a need. So for a long time, it really didn't matter what the purchase was. If I was spending my money, I would always feel a little bit guilty, a little bit anxious. I still do. It definitely has gotten better. But it's gotten better in the grand scheme of things. I think right now, because I'm broke and unemployed, it's only gotten worse. But yeah, so my financial anxiety for a long time, when I started developing it, was really just this scarcity mindset of if I spend this money, I'm just never gonna get it back. Which is not true unless you don't have a job, and then it is. But get a job. This is at me. This isn't at anybody else. This is simply me subtweeting me. But that's where I was for a little bit. And then when I started really actually making money, so this was probably in my junior year of college, I realized that I love to spend. And I specifically love to spend on going out to eat. There is something about other people making food that I'm like, you know what, this is great. I don't enjoy cooking. I do it. I wouldn't say I enjoy it. I also, and maybe this is related to my disordered eating, I don't really know, but I get random and weird food aversions. I'm not a fan of chicken. I'll eat it out when I go out. It's not my first choice, but I'll eat it. Like, I'll eat a chicken nugget or something. I am not buying chicken. I am not going to cook chicken. I think it's because I have a fear of not cooking it right. I have also gotten food poisoning from chicken before, so I don't know. Maybe it's like just like a fear I've developed. I also ate it a lot when I was a kid, so I don't know. It's just like not a preferred food of mine. And then right now I'm going through a thing where I don't like eggs. I think I'm getting back around to them, but you know, there's just sometimes those foods that are like, when you really think about it too hard, you're like, ooh, this is actually disgusting. So I have those moments. Chicken is kind of constant, but like eggs, I go through phases. But anyways, let me get back. So I have a really bad habit of eating out. I love eating out, and what I love even more is DoorDash. Whoever invented DoorDash, lock your doors, because I'm coming for you. Worst, best invention ever. I, especially these past few months, have really struggled to leave my house. This has just become already an episode where I'm just like delving into a bunch of different things that's happening and I'm struggling with my life right now. And it all stems from financial anxiety. Look at that. Money is important. But yeah, I haven't really wanted to leave my house. And DoorDash makes that so easy. So yeah, I DoorDash a ton. I think I deleted it off my phone the other day, finally. Like, I go through phases where I'm like, I cannot do this anymore. But then there's like that one day where I'm like, I'm not gonna even cook dinner, and you can't make me go out. So I'm re-downloading the app. You know, you know what that has taught me is stand tall in your decisions and stand strong. Do it for me, because when it comes to DoorDash, I can't. But yeah, DoorDash is a big one for me. But just in general, I especially, honestly, it's really bad to admit, but when I get to a point where I'm like, I'm already screwed, then I just really start spending. And I also do have a credit card. Now, my credit limit just went up because I was being really good about paying it. But because I'm broke, I now am struggling to pay my credit card. So, you know, we're just snowballing here. It's just a snowball effect. So that's the other thing that I'm a little bit nervy about. I'm trying to keep that in check, is, you know, my spending habits right now. Like, if I use my debit card, I'd be screwed. But I have a credit card. But that's actually not free money. But it feels like free money. So it's really hard not to use it. So that's the other thing I'm really struggling with, I guess, now. It's not so much the scarcity mindset as it's the spending habits, because I'm like, well, I'm already screwed. And, you know, it's so funny, not to, like, call my family out because they listen to this. Love y'all so much. I got it from them. I did not realize until recently how much they also love going out to eat. But I went home a few weeks ago and I was like, this is insane. And that's a family of 3. Like, when I eat out, I'm eating out for myself. Bro, they're eating out for a family of 3. Now, granted, they make a lot more money than I do, but I was like, this is your guys' fault. I was like, oh my god, I see where I get it from. You guys are bad about this. And they're like, oh my god, we know. So, maybe it's about breaking generational trauma and curses. I don't know, but I really need to get that under control, because it's actually insane how much I love eating out. And it's like, it's for anything. Like, I'm cool with like a milkshake and some fries. Like, I'm about to share my deepest, darkest secrets. I have DoorDashed only a McDonald's Sprite on multiple occasions. You can come for me. I'll allow it. I came for myself when I did it, to be honest. I'm not proud of it. I'm really not. But, like, that's sometimes how excessive it gets. And so, where we're at now is my financial anxiety is through the roof because I'm currently unemployed. Like, for real. And I know every podcast I say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my rent this month. Slightly joking. So this isn't a joke. I actually don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my rent this month. So, this has definitely turned into a bit of a wake-up call for me. I knew I struggled with money. I always kind of have. But I don't think I've ever been this fucked. So this is me ranting about the fact that I wish that I learned better financial habits, because right now, which I know it's not productive, but I'm feeling a little bit embarrassed, definitely a little guilty, and just kind of a little bit stupid. Like, I'm like, why did I not educate myself? Because, like, I'm aware of some better practices, I just didn't implement them, but I also am sure there's things that I'm not aware of that can even further improve my money habits and my saving habits, because I'm also not a huge saver. Like, when I tell you I've depleted my accounts, I'm talking about both checking and savings, baby. Like, I have never been this screwed. So before you all freak out, I am looking for jobs. I am looking. I've applied to many. But this is not an episode where I give you advice, because this would be the day that I give any sort of financial advice, pigs are flying, dinosaurs are walking around, I don't know, hell has frozen over. Like, that won't ever happen. So this is more me asking for advice. Are there any apps you guys use that help save money? I know my roommate, and I need to ask her, because, like, she's such a good money saver. She comes home and she cooks dinner every night. My other roommate and I, because we both kind of love eating out, we both, like, look at her and watch her in awe. We're like, how do you do this? This is so insane. Like, she DoorDashed the other day for, like, I swear to God, the first time ever. Or I think she, like, Uber Eats. She's like, I delivered food here, and I was like, what? She goes, yeah, I Uber Eats, and I was like, no way, dude, no way. But I need to get on her level. She's so good about, like, cooking dinner and, like, eating at home. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Her mind. But I know she has an app that, like, you can take pictures of receipts and maybe, like, get some money back. I know there's, like, money back on my credit card, which I do take advantage of. I know there's, like, deals on, like, my debit card and things like that. But I'm wondering if anybody has some tips that maybe I haven't heard of. I know of, like, the 80-20 rule, where it's like, you know, you have 80 in your savings or something, and you, like, put 20 away for savings, or 80% in your checking and 20% in your savings or something. I'm trying to get a lot more strict about saving, to be honest, and give myself a very limited budget for spending, because I definitely know that some of my issue is that although I try and put budgets in place, I had a lot of money in my checking at one point in time, so it almost just always felt like I had money in general. And now I've gotten to a point where I don't. And so I think I'm going to start implementing, like, only putting a strict amount in my checking. And it's like, okay, well, you have this much for this month. Figure it out. But I'm just wondering if anybody has any other sorts of advice or tips or apps you use, or some sort of financial tracker. Because once I get this job, girl, I'm getting my money up, not my funny up. And I'm getting so serious about it, because I also have to prepare for the next phase of my life, which is hopefully in the next year and a half or so, moving out, having my own place, being, like, a full-fledged adult, which, oh my God, don't talk about it. So yeah, that was just more rants. I know that was kind of short. I don't really have much to say on the topic beyond the fact that I'm freaking out. So if you have any money saving tips, or budgeting tips, or just, like, healthier financial habits, send my way, babe. She's struggling. But yeah, no, I'm so serious though. Please, this is a cry for help, actually. So please send me stuff. I'm uneducated when it comes to this topic, very much. But yes, there will be a new episode Thursday. I'm gonna try and get back to the regular scheduled program. Obviously, that being said, I have some pressing matters in my life that I need to figure out currently. But I think that's it. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at scared20something. Apple Music or Apple Podcast listeners, if you want to watch the podcast instead of listen, check out YouTube at scared20something. And again, email me, digital pen pals, where you at. I need people to talk to me to tell me it's okay. So my email is scared20something@gmail.com. And I think that's it. I will see you all in the next one. Later!